Hello viewers, today we are going to solve the circuit theory problem using mesh analysis. Basically we are going to apply Kirchhoff's voltage law and current law to solve the branch currents for this problem. Okay. First what you do is you fix some branch current for all the branches. Okay. So now I am fixing current here as I1. The current here is I2 and the current here is I3. So in this branch current I1, from here to here it is series, so the current here up to here is I1 only. From here to here is I3, from this point to this point I2. These two are in series. Say having fixed the current, now you fix the voltages. Now you fix the polarity. Since we assume current to flow in this direction, this is higher, this is lower. In this direction, so this is higher, this is lower. In this direction, so this is higher, this is lower. See, these two are in series, therefore current through both the resistance is same. Okay, so I2 here, here also I2 only. Because these two are in series, this is higher, this is lower, because current flows like this. Okay. Now the polarity for this is negative, positive, and you have 100 volts. Now say some voltages V1, V2, V3, V4. Now name the nodes. So maybe I call this as point as A, this point as B, this point as C. If I say this point as C, it means that all these points are C. All these points, because it's the same point, same node. Okay. Now this is B. Maybe I call this point as B. So our aim is to find the currents. Okay. Now first what you do is apply Kirchhoff's voltage law. So you take any loop. So you can take A, B, C, and once again you can take this loop, or you can take B, D, C, and once again B, or you can take the outer loop also, A, B. You need not include this. It should be a closed loop. That's all. A, B, B, C, and this supply. We are not including this. That the outer loop is also closed loop. So it is up to you. You can take any loop. But our requirement is we want I1, I2, I3, V1, V2, V3 and V4. That's our requirement. So we will make use of Kirchhoff's voltage law. So first I consider this loop. This loop means A, B, C and once again to A. So from A to B you have V1, but it is fall in potential minus V1. B to C, once again fall in potential minus V2. And C to A. C to A means this point to this point. You are moving from C to A. It is a rise in potential. Why? Because this is negative, this is positive. From negative you are moving on to positive. Therefore, it is rise in potential plus 100 is equal to 0. This is Kirchhoff's voltage law. If you sum up all the voltages, it has to be 0. Okay. Now you take this V1, V2 other side. So what will happen? 100 is equal to V1 plus V2. Now we got the first equation. But this voltage V1 and V2. So we know the Ohm's law. V is equal to I into R. Okay. So therefore we can write V1 as 100 is equal to V1. What is V1? Current flowing through 2 ohm is I1 into 2. That is 2I1. Plus what is V2? Current flowing through 16 ohm is I3. So 16I3. Okay. Now we have written the equation we want, that is 100 is equal to 2I1 plus 16I3. So this is first equation. Okay. Now we consider the next loop B, D. All these points are C and once again B. So I will write it here. B, D, C and B. So first we will travel from its clockwise. You go clockwise or anti-clockwise. You can fix the direction, but I always go by clockwise. So B to D. B to D you have voltage V3. It is a fall-in potential. Therefore minus V3. From D to C, this is C. All these points are C. From D to C, there is fall-in potential minus V4. So why I am telling fall-in potential? This is higher, this is lower. You are moving from here D to C. Therefore, it is fall-in potential. Next, from C to B, if you see, you are entering minus and leaving out at plus. So there is a rise in potential. Therefore, plus V2 is equal to 0. So this is, in this loop, you have summed up all the voltages. That means you have 3 resistances. You have summed up all the voltages across the 3 resistance and the total voltage should be 0. That's what Kirchhoff's voltage law says. Okay. Now what is V3? V3 is the voltage drop here. So current is flowing I2. The current flowing through 8 ohms is I2. So what is V3 now? 8 into I2. So minus 8 into I2. So here the same current will flow. Because these two are in series. Many of us think that after resistance current will decrease. No, not at all. So these two are in series. So in the series connection current will be same. So I2, here also I2. Whereas if you see this point, current is entering and you have branching out. That is, current gets it sees 2 paths. But here it is a single path. Okay. That's why we call it a series between these 2 points. So here again if you see I1 means after the resistance it will be I1. Only at this point it has 2 diversions. Therefore the current will, in this branch some current, in this branch some current. We don't know. That's what we are going to find out. Now my V4, this drop, fall in potential. So minus 8 into I2. So this is I2. So this path over. Now C to B. You are moving from C to B. Minus to plus. So there is a rise in potential. We have already fixed the sign plus the voltage. So I3. You just multiply I3 into 16. No need to check out direction and all. We have fixed polarity, everything. That's all. So plus already sign is fixed at 16 into I3. Equal to 0. Now we have framed another equation. Okay. So now this is what? 8 plus 8, that is minus 16 I2 plus 16 I3 equal to 0. This is another equation. If you carefully see this equation, I1, I3, 2 unknowns, and here I2, I3. If you can, in the 2 equations we have 3 unknowns. So we must form 3 equations, but for this case absolutely not necessary, because we know at this junction we can employ Kirchhoff's current law. But Kirchhoff's current law says at this point, so current I1 is entering at this point. So I1 is equal to, current leaving out of this node is I2 and I3. I2 plus I3. Therefore what we can write is, for I3, therefore I3 is equal to I1 minus I2. Okay. Now we have I3 can be replaced by I1 minus I2. So I will make use of this equation. I will substitute I3 value by I1 minus I2 for this equation and this equation. So the second equation will become minus 16I2 plus 16I, now I3. Okay, you have I3. So for I3 I can write I1 minus I2. I1 minus I2. This is I3. 16 I3 is equal to 0. Okay. So now we will rewrite minus 16 I2 plus 16 I1 minus 16 I2 equal to 0. So 16 I1, so minus 32 I2 equal to 0. Okay. Now divide throughout by 16. So this equation is divided by 16. So therefore it will come as I1 minus 2I2. 0 by 16 is 0. So this is first equation, or I call it a second equation. Now we will come here. Okay. Here 100 equal to 2I1 plus 16 I3. I3 value we know, I1 minus I2. I1 minus I2. Okay. So what will happen to this equation? So this will become 100 is equal to, now here we have 16 I1, here 2 I1, therefore 18 I1 minus 16 I2. Okay. So 2 I1, here we have 16 I1, therefore 18 I1 minus 16 I2, right. Now we will divide throughout by 2. So what we will get, 50, this is 9 I1 and minus 8 I2. Okay. Now this equation I am naming it as first equation. Now we have to solve these two equations. So whatever method you know, you can solve. So I will solve by Cramer's rule or matrix method, any method. Okay. So first what you have to do is, first equation 9 minus 8, and for the second case 1 minus 2. Then we write I1 I2 is equal to the voltage. First equation is 50, second equation it is 0. So 50 and 0. Okay. First we have to find out del. How to find del? Del is the determinant value of this matrix. 9 minus 8, 1 minus 2. So 9, you have to multiply these two terms first. 9 2s are 18, minus 18 minus 8 into 1 minus 8. You have already a minus, therefore it will become plus 8. So minus 18 plus 8 will give you minus 10. This is del value. Now we have to find out I1 and I2. So for finding I1, what you have to do is 50 and 0 you have to fix in first column. That is 50, 0 will come here in the first column. The remaining things will be written as it is, minus 8 minus 2 divided by the dead value. So 50 into 2, first you have to multiply these two. So 50 into 2 minus 100 minus 8 into 0 is 0 divided by del. Del is minus 10. So this will give you minus gets cancelled, 10 ampere. So I1 is equal to 10 ampere. We got the answer. So the current flowing here is 10 amperes. This is 10 ampere. The current here is 10 ampere. This current. Okay. Next we have to find out from this equation I2. Okay. So for finding out I2, what you have to do is, this will be written as it is, first column. Second column will be replaced by 50 0 divided by del. So 9 into 0 0 minus 50 into 1 is 50 divided by del. Del value is minus 10. So you will get minus minus gets cancelled, 5 ampere. So I2 is equal to 5 ampere. Okay. Now I2, where I2 is flowing? I2 is going here. So the current here is 5 ampere. So this value is bracket 5 ampere is flowing in this branch. So 10 ampere is coming here, 5 amp is going that side. So remaining 5 amps will go this way. So the current I3 is 5 ampere. This is okay. Now we know all the currents. That is, this branch current is 10. Then redraw. This is 100 volts. Now if you see, the current here is 10 ampere, this is 2 ohm, this is 16 ohm, this is current I2 which is 5 ampere, 8 ohm, 8 ohm. The current here is 5 ampere. Now check out the voltage, 10 into 2, 20 volts, plus minus, 16 into 5. 50, 6 5s are 30, so totally 80 volts, plus minus. Now if you just check it out, this loop, rise in potential 100, fall in potential 20, fall in potential 20, totally it will be 0. Understood? Okay, now come to this loop, 8 5s are 40, this is 40 volts, plus minus. This 5 volts is coming here, once again 40 volts, plus minus. Now if you consider this loop, rise in potential plus 80, fall in potential minus 40, once again fall in potential minus 40. So totally, total voltage around this loop is equal to 0 by Kirchhoff's voltage law. Now if you take the outer loop also, suppose if I am taking the outer loop, rise in from here, from here I am not considering the middle part, I am considering only the outer part, still you will get the same answer. Rise in potential 100, here fall in potential minus 20, here minus 40, and once again minus 40, and we have completed. So if you sum up, it will give you 0 volts. So we have proved Kirchhoff's voltage law, we have used Kirchhoff's current law to solve this equation. And you must know how to solve simultaneous equation using Cramer's rule, matrices. So you must be good in matrices to finding out determinant and the application of Cramer's rule. Hope you have understood this topic, how to solve a circuit theory problem. Thanks for watching. Nandri.